Okay, let's continue 6-5, multiplying polynomials. In this case, we've already done times a monomial, times a binomial. Now what happens if you have a polynomial times a polynomial? And all of a sudden we become a little more complicated. It's not that bad. It's just that you need to take your time and really concentrate on what you're doing. So let's take our time, okay? There are several methods. Option 1, just using multiple distributive property. You're not using just FOIL anymore because FOIL is only for a binomial times a binomial, 2 times 2. We now have a binomial times a polynomial, or you might call it, this case, a trinomial, because there are 3 terms. Don't get distracted by all the lines. The lines are for you to follow after you've listened to the explanation. We're going to do multiple distributive property. 5x times 2x squared. 5x times positive 10x. 5x times negative 6. Plus 3 times 2x squared, positive 3 times positive 10x, positive 3 times negative 6. You could have gone straight to the bottom, but I'm separating it to go slowly. Now I can do single distributive property. 5x times 2x squared, which is what we just said, 10x to the 3rd power. 5x times 10x, 50x squared. 5x times negative 6, negative 30x. Positive 3 times 2x squared, positive 6x squared. 3 times 10x, 30x. Positive 3 times a negative 6, negative 18. You could skip this whole middle row, the whole section. If you start to see it, you just do your multiple distribution and go straight down to here. You're not done though, because you still have to combine like terms. So I am looking for variables that have the same exponent. Look, I've repeated x squared. I've repeated x. I only have one constant, and I only had one x to the 3rd power. Do you see my multiple colors? I am a huge fan of colors, as my class knows. If you could just indicate either by underlining a check mark, an X, whatever you want to indicate the same terms, now I can go back and combine them. 10x to the 3rd. 50x squared plus 6x squared. 56x squared. Negative 30, positive 30. Guess what? They just canceled each other out. I have no x in my polynomial answer. I do have a constant, negative 18. 10x to the 3rd plus 56x squared minus 18. Something that seems so complicated when you just look at it, you get overwhelmed and you don't even want to begin. It's okay to begin slowly. You have to practice to understand it. Option 2, what if I decide I want to make something called a matrix? Think back to 3rd grade when you had a 100 table and you had 0 to 10 down the vertical side, 0 to 10 across the top, and you multiplied each number and filled in that 100 table as fast as you could. Okay, I'm not worried about speed here, so let's just set up our matrix. We've given it a new name, matrix. I take my first polynomial, 5x, and a positive 3. My second polynomial, 2x squared, positive 10x, negative 6. Now I do just like I did in 3rd grade. 5x times 2x squared, 10x to the 3rd. 5x times 10x, 50x squared. 5x times negative 6, negative 30x. I do the same thing here. 3 times 2x squared, 6x squared. 3 times 10x, 30x. 3 times negative 6, negative 18. Now combine like terms. Look for like terms. Use a color if you need to. I only have 1x to the third power. Bring it down. 6x squared, 50x squared. 56x squared. 30 and negative 30 eliminated. Negative 18, bring it down. You could have made vertical columns to organize the data if you had wanted to. You could have taken all of these terms on the inside and done a vertical column table that you've seen in my other lessons, starting with x to the third, x to the second, x, and filed each term into the right column. And when you added the columns, you still would have gotten this answer. Here's an example for you to try. I want to leave it up for a moment. Once you have the string of terms, you can use vertical columns, or you can just combine like terms. There are many ways to solve this. You pick what works for you. I suggest you hit pause and you take a moment to record this practice problem and either do it whatever option you want. Go ahead and just do your multiple distribution or make your matrix. So pause. Welcome back. Here is your solution. You can see that I filled in the matrix table for you, and I also went ahead and wrote your answer all the way down here. Notice that the sign goes with the term, and every term was combined if you had like terms. X to the fifth, there was only 1. X to the fourth, there's only 1. X to the third, only 1. X second, here I have 2 of them, a 3 and a 14. That's how I got my 17. And then I have a constant of negative 21. I'm not telling you that this is easy, but once you do a few examples, you will find that it's not so bad. My class has a worksheet on all of this, so you can go back. We've already done this last week, but I suggest you go back and review before I start factoring slides, which are coming very soon. Everyone stay safe at home, and good luck with reading all of my slides. I hope you're enjoying them.